All right, so what are we doing today?
We are going to go build a billion-dollar company, and I'm going to take you guys with me. Let's hit it. So before I can even tell you guys about how we're going to build a billion-dollar company, first I have to tell you about what my company even is, as well as who I am. So my company Stan's mission is actually really simple. It's just to empower anyone to get to work for themselves. And the reason why we have that mission is because it's actually like really deeply personal, where myself and the rest of the team, we all come from pretty humble backgrounds. So I myself, immigrant kid, grew up with a single mom, was one of few people of color where I grew up in the South in the United States. And so when you grow up as a kid like that, you end up not looking like anyone else. And so you just want to do everything you possibly can to fit in. And so to add on an extra layer to that, as an Asian American immigrant, the way that we're taught to fit in is to succeed conventionally. So getting a good job, getting good grades, stuff like that. And so I worked super hard as a kid to get into undergrad. I did all the SAT prep, all that kind of stuff, and checked all the boxes. I studied computer science and business in school. But then after that, I went off and I tried to go get the best job possible. So I cold called my way to a job on Wall Street at Goldman Sachs without any connections. And I was like, whew, okay, I'm gonna be happy now. I'm gonna fit in. Like, I'm gonna be totally chilling. And of course, when you get to a job like that, you realize, you look up at all your bosses and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't it. Like, this is not, people are not happy here. They're super stressed. And also the work is really unmeaningful. And in that process, basically through my career of like checking all these boxes, I went into finance. I even got into a great business school. I went to Stanford Business School. I kept having this feeling of like, there's gotta be something more, right? There's gotta be a job that I can do that I feel really, really fulfilled by, that also pays the bills. And so that's actually the lens through which COVID happened. And I was in business school at the time, and I just started doom scrolling TikTok. And through that process, I was like, wait a minute, like I could actually start making content myself. And I asked myself, like, what kind of content did I want to start making? And I realized that I could actually help other underrepresented minorities get their first dream job, because that was actually just my story. Like, how did I get a job on Wall Street and in finance when I had no connections? And so I started posting content on TikTok, thinking nothing of it, and it started blowing up, and it started feeling like honestly pretty good, because I was expressing myself creatively. I knew that I was helping people. And then that last little variable for me as a business school student was like, okay, how do I pay my bills so I don't have to go back to a corporate job? And that's actually the story of Stan, my company today, which is built out of basically my own needs as a customer. And so basically all Stan is just an all-in-one creator store, where through your link in bio, you can host all of your courses, your digital products, you can book time on your calendar, and you can sell all of that without any of the hassle. And so the story of Stan turning from a product into a company was just all of my creator friends basically inbounding me saying, hey John, like, what are you using? I'd love to use it too. And me just being like, wait a minute, I think this could be my company, where in my own pursuit of trying to find a career that helped me express myself creatively, that also made me money, I could actually do that while helping other people do the same. So we are pulling up to the office now, where I'm gonna walk you guys through where we are financially today, and specifically how we got to our current $25 million valuation. So a year ago, I raised $5 million at a $25 million valuation. And I was as intentional as I could be about who we raised from. Specifically, the investors we raised from, I tried to build the best cap table of all time. So our lead investor is a firm called Forerunner Ventures, and they in the space are known as the best consumer brand builders. Now, what I mean by that is they've built brands like Glossier, Dollar Shave Club, and Warby Parker, and I really wanted them to be our lead investor because, in my opinion, as you think about a great software company, I think a great software company has a great product as table stakes, but to really differentiate in such a competitive market like the one that I play in the creator economy, you have to have a really good brand and a really strong community, and they're really excellent at that. Now, on top of that, we've also got some really awesome angel investors on the cap table as well. So for example, Michael Ovitz, who founded CAA and has given us tons of access to Hollywood, and then also really famous founders like Kevin Hartz, who founded Eventbrite and is just like very well integrated into the Silicon Valley ecosystem. But the thing is, they all actually invested in Stan before we had a lick of revenue. Like, this was when the market was super hot. And so we have to talk about now, where are we as a company today, and have we actually helped them pay off that investment even to the slightest? And so I'm actually gonna pull up our financials right here and just walk through where we're at today, where right now, as of today, we're at $2.6 million in annual recurring revenue. And so annualized recurring revenue is just the number we're currently making this month in terms of our total subscriber base times 12. to break that down for y'all, that means we have 6,500 active creators who trust us to run their business on Stan. And this for me is like why I do what I do, because every now and then I'll get a DM from someone saying like, hey John, I signed up for Stan and I'm now making a full-time income as a creator. And so I just got to quit my job and pursue my dreams. And that is just, that feeling just like hypes me up so much. And sorry, I'm getting geeky now, but like this is why I do what I do. Especially because when you look at our product from back in the day when I first shipped, it was so ugly versus now it looks incredible and it's like so much more helpful and so much more useful. And on top of that, when I reflect, it was just me back then, just coding, designing, getting our first customers, and now we've got 15 full-time employees, so it's like a real company. And so what I figured we should do next is let's go say hi to the team, and afterwards we'll start plotting out and figuring out how the heck we're gonna go from a $25 million valuation to a $1 billion plus valuation. What's up, Britta?
Hey.
How are you? We're filming a YouTube video. Can we say hi?
Hi.
So this is Britta. Britta, what do you do at Stan?
I'm the Creator Success Manager, but I'm also running the Stan Store HQ Instagram account.
And why did you join Stan?
I had the platform forever, and then the team seemed so cool, and I was like, I want to join. And now I work here, and it's like not even working because it's so much fun. And
I love that. That is a great. We're gonna take that and use that as an ad. Hi, can I bother you?
What's up? Sure.
We're doing a YouTube video.
Hey.
This is
Elise.
And Elise, what do you do at Stan?
I do content. Yeah.
And yeah, what does doing content mean?
So we run our socials. Well, the content team does the socials, and our job is to like spread the word about Stan and empower creators to make money for themselves.
And how are we gonna get to $1 billion valuation?
We are going to convince the world that it is possible to make an income for yourself and yeah, break down all those walls that existed in the past, and we're just showing people how to do that.
I love that. That's our strategy now.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Elise. So our head of creator success is apparently in a call right now, so we're just gonna go interrupt her and see if she'll actually say hi. Oh, this is her. This is her. This is her right here. Can we come in? Are you on a call?
No, I almost.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
This is?
Alyssa.
Alyssa, what do you do at Stan?
I am heading up the creator success team, so I help all creators be successful on Stan.
Awesome. And the question we're asking everyone today is how are we gonna get to $1 billion valuation?
Ooh, being creator first.
It is that simple.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all know the answer. All right, I'm gonna let you go now. So I love working with my team because they are freaking awesome. But obviously that wasn't 15 people, and it's because half of our team is actually here in LA, it's our business team, and the other half are with my co-founder in Toronto. So I figured I would FaceTime him in as we discuss how the heck we're gonna go from $25 million to $1 billion plus. Hey Siri, FaceTime Vitali. So we have one question for you. We're currently filming a YouTube video.
Okay.
We have one question for you. How are we gonna get to $1 billion valuation?
$1 billion valuation?
Yeah.
Well, we just drive out of business, that's how.
No, you can't say that on a YouTube video. What are we gonna do to get to $1 billion valuation?
I don't know, we just keep building, keeping customers happy, and just build a great product, carrying a shit ton.
Yeah. Okay, that was the actual answer. Care a shit ton, build great product, help people. That was it. Thank you, Vitali. All right, so the honest answer is I truly have no idea how we're actually gonna get to $1 billion plus valuation, because broadly speaking, I don't think anyone actually knows how, but I do have a pretty strong sense of where we need to be to get to $1 billion plus. And that starts with first, like where our revenue level is, where right now we're about 2.5, right? And I think for $1 billion plus valuation, depending on your growth and your profitability and all these other metrics, broadly speaking, you need to be at least about $50 million in ARR. So this is broadly where we need to be, but to really break this down in terms of where we need to go next and basically what the next few years of my life are gonna be dedicated to are just around how do we actually scale from here to here. And step one for that is actually just the scariest part for a startup, which is getting to profitability. So profitability, basically where your revenue exceeds your cost, is actually where we're trying to get to now. Right now, we're making about 200K per month, and we're spending about 250K per month. And so the goal here is to get our cost line here below our revenue line, which goes up over time. And that allows us to then put our fate in our own hands, not have to raise more VC funding unless we want to, but then also like not feel stressed in this recession. So that's step number one. That's like the next 6 months of what y'all are gonna see is me trying to figure out how to do this. But how you actually get to step one is through figuring out as well step number two, which is how to scale. So what do I mean by scale? So this is some fancy business term basically. It just means how do we go from $2.5 million to $50 million, aka how do we go from 6,000 customers who we've served just by like sheer willpower of like a bunch of human beings, 15 people on the team just like working super hard, to serving hundreds of thousands. So from 6,000 customers to hundreds of thousands of customers. Basically, that's a ton of people to take care of, and our job is to take care of them extremely well. So we as a company now need to figure out how do you go from 15 human beings to maybe a couple hundred human beings on this team, but also building a product and a system that helps all of these people at the same time. And so I want y'all to think about where Stan is today, which is the reason why we've grown from just me to 6,000 customers so far is because we have this incredible product that makes a creator happy. They use the product, they make money, I'm such a good drawer, and then they end up telling all of their friends about it. So this is what we call organic word of mouth. And so when we think about how we're gonna go from 6,000 people to 100,000 plus, we have to have great organic word of mouth at scale. So like how are we gonna get millions of people to talk about Stan to end up converting into a couple 100,000 customers? And so I want you all to think about all of the challenges that come with that. And that starts with just how are we gonna get the word out to millions of people, AKA what is our marketing plan? Like in order to get, oh, I almost spelled that wrong. In order to get 100,000 customers, we have to market to millions of people and get them even interested in listening to what we can do and how we can help them in the first place to hopefully have a couple 100,000 people sign up for Stan. Now, are we gonna do paid ads for that? Or how are we gonna juice our organic word of mouth? There's so many questions within marketing just to bring people in. And then on top of that, then you think about the downstream implications of that, right? So let's say we're even successful in getting people to listen to us and come in the door. Well, then we need to keep building an awesome product to help all of those people because they're all gonna be different with different needs. They're gonna be a very diverse customer base and different points of their customer journey. And so we need to keep making an incredible product. We need to keep investing in making an even better product because we've got all these competitors trying to copy us. And then on top of that, you think, well, let's say we're actually successful with this, which is a huge if, then we're successful with this. Well, now what do we have? We have 100,000 plus customers. We also need to have customer support for all of them too. And so when you look at all of these different problems here, they actually have one consistent theme to them, which is you need to hire great people. So this is the crux of what I think about all day now, is how do I bring on the very best people to Stan and actually get them to join the team and love working here? Because when I think about the most winning teams of all time, let's say the 92 Dream Team, you think about what were the factors that led them to absolute success. Number one was they had the very best talent in the league, right? The very top. Number one is that they had the very top talent, right? So Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, you name it. And on top of that, they also had a really winning culture. So everyone wanted to be there, they wanted to work hard, and they wanted to win, and they also really just wanted to have fun. And so when I think about building Stan into an incredible company, in order to like even recruit the top talent, we have to build a great culture and a place that people want to work at. So for me, that means building a place where you're really fulfilled by the work you do every day. You know you're making an impact, you have a ton of autonomy and responsibility, and also you're making a ton of money. And so that's where this comes in here, which it's so important as we think about all the competition that's out there, like all the ways that we still need to figure out how to differentiate ourselves. If I really, really want to bring in an incredible team that's just like fun to work with, then we need to figure out how to get here at the same time. And so it's this whole complicated formula here around finding great people, retaining them, giving them an awesome work experience, and then figuring out all these nitty-gritty tactical problems. And eventually, the hope is you get to right here. So of course, I don't have the silver bullet. If I did, I'd probably already be successful. But at this point, yeah, I guess what I'm admitting to you guys is like, I don't know exactly how we'll get there. And we're kind of just like doing it live. But I do know that through blood, sweat, and tears over the last 2 years, I think I have a pretty strong inkling of like where we should go and how we should differentiate amongst all the competition. And so that's actually why I want to vlog this whole journey going forward for y'all, because I just want you to realize like, I'm just like a regular human being. Like I came from nothing and I'm gonna will my way to right here. And I wanna show you guys that like you can do the same. And so clearly I've got a lot of work to do and a lot to figure out. So I'm gonna go figure that out, but I will see you guys next time.